It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for joining us again for our live stream. Today, of course, Tuesday, we have the panel. And although I've got a subject, are there too many vloggers in the Philippines? This is your live stream, so we can talk about anything you want. I've got three distinguished guests today. I've got Robert White, I've got Carl Joyner, and of course, I've got the genius in the house, James. And we're expecting G. Fred anytime. Thank you to the NTZ crew for all y'all do. I see Jacob Tanjay on here. I know Michael Beach of Life. He's traveling to the Philippines, so he may not be on today. The first thing I want to say is this is unbelievable. The exchange rate is 56.31. So, Carl, I know that you're in the Philippines right now. You may want to be getting some of that exchange rate.
Yes. You know, I went out the other day. I saw that it was climbing. It was at 55 or something, or 54. Then I saw it climbing up to 56.6. I said, I need to go out and buy a few things. So I went out and bought some groceries and bought some equipment. So it worked out well, man. You know, I'm doing that. That's great that it's up so high. You know, I went out to dinner and spent about $100 on dinner. Thought I spent $100, but actually it was like $88 or something. So, yeah, it's working out well for me.
Where'd you eat for $88 in the Philippines?
Well, I took the family.
Oh, okay.
You know, I took the family out. I'm in Manila, in Metro Manila, in Amida, and took the family out, which I hadn't done before. I'd been here about 2 months. Took the family out, 9 people, ate for $88, so that wasn't too bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was cheap. We got OG Fred on here. I don't know if you heard me, Fred. The exchange rate is 56.31. That sounds like back in your day.
Actually, that's way higher than it was back in my day, because I think the highest we ever got up to was like 52.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm glad to say I'm champions on here, man. Robert was in my house. You know, we invited him to dinner last night. He saw those 2 beautiful plaques you gave me, Sam. He was impressed. He was like, where'd you get those? Who gave those to you? I said, Sam Champion. And Marilyn said, we haven't heard from Sam in a while. I said, he's probably busy, you know. But what's been going on with you, James? Everybody that don't know James, he's the artist. This guy sends me a new creation every day. Fred, I'm going to tell you something. I may be his new manager.
Yeah. I create like 20 a day. Yeah, about 20 a day.
Wow.
And I sell about half of that. So I sell about 10, make about 20 a day.
Yeah, because I said the same thing to you that John said to me. He said, Calvin, you're going to run out of material. And I said, no, I'm not. And I said the same thing to James. I said, James, you're going to run out of stuff to make over there.
Yep.
Said, no, it's unlimited.
Yeah, it's unlimited, the things you can make in this world. You can make a tree, just a plain tree and sell that just as quick as you can sell anything. See, people think I only make animals, but mostly I just make animals because that's what people are interested in. That's what the kids are interested in, because I make animals to show them different animals. And then we have books next to it where they can choose a book so they can read a book and learn about the animal.
I was asking you this before, and I want you to answer it again, James.
Okay.
what made you start making art out of masking tape? Were you bored or something, or what happened? I mean,
Nah,
how did that
nah.
all-
It's a long story, man. It started when I used to be a mechanic, and I was trying to start a business called Rolling Rescue, where we go and help people, if they're stranded and everything like that. So one day I was working on a Jaguar. One night, rather, it was like 11 o'clock at night. I was up under it. I was putting a starter on it. I got the starter on. Then I was getting ready to put a headlight in there. But it was so hard getting this headlight out. I had to take the whole bumper off just to get to the headlight. So while I was up under the car, something just said something in my ear. It just said, stop, stop. Yeah. It told me to stop.
Yeah, well, you actually hear that? Did you actually hear that, James?
Yeah, I actually heard it. It sounded like.
Were you drinking?
No, I don't drink. I don't drink. Okay. I don't do none of that. But it kept saying stop.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times when I used to drink and smoke crack, I'd hear people talking in my ear. We'll get another one. Get another one.
Nah. It told me to stop, and I didn't pay attention to it. But then it said it again, and I got up from under the car and looked around to see if there's anybody there. So then I just threw the wrench down, and I told the lady, "Look, I'm done. You can keep the money. That's free. When I put the start on, your car will start now. You get somebody else to put the headlight in." But she mailed me the money anyway. That was a big job, about $300, So she sent me the money. Yeah. She mailed it to me. So I got to work, and I was bored. I said, I got to think of something else to make some passive income, And then I was tearing some tape off a box, and I had a big wad of tape. And I tore it off, and then I just started molding it. And I said, "Hey, look, y'all, it looked like a duck, don't it?" And everybody laughed about it. But this one librarian, I work at the city library, and this one librarian, she took notice of it, and she said, "Can I have that?" I said, "You can have it. Go on, take it. Take it." And then she kept asking me to paint it. And I told her, I said, "Man, paint tape? Who paints tape? Who paints that? Who does that?" She kept asking me to paint it. So I painted it, and she stuck it on top of her computer. Then the next day, she said 3 people asked her about this. Who made this? They asked who made it and asked, could I make them something? So I came to work, and they asked me to make them something. I said, "Nah." I said, "Man, I usually would paint. I oil paint." Yeah. I said, I'll paint something. I'll paint something for you. They said, "No, I want this."
Yeah. We got the gist of it. Of it. Because you sounded like a vlogger now, James. We don't need any more vloggers over here.
Well, I'm thinking about starting a vlog too. I'm thinking about doing that too. Yeah. I'm doing it here though.
Let me answer this question. He said, "Are the Philippines struggling with inflation?" If you are shopping in these grocery stores over here, you certainly struggling with inflation. But a lot of the locals, I live among the locals. Right. We shop at the wet market where you can buy whatever quantities you can afford. So you don't have to buy the whole pack of something. You can buy 20 pesos worth of vegetables, whatever. See, so but
that's what we did. We shopped at the wet market.
The fuel is shot way up over here, Fred. And the salaries aren't going anywhere. But yeah, if you're going in grocery stores and different places like that, absolutely. Tell us a little bit of your backstory, Carl. Don't be like James though. We don't want to tell us.
I just read half the novel. I read half the novel to you.
Yeah, I don't do what James do. James has a special talent. That's
Thank
a special talent, and I've been trying to see what I can get into here and what I can do to kind of promote my situation here. But you know what? I've been here for 2 months. I'm from California. I'm a retired high school teacher in California in the Bay Area. And before I came over here, there was a lot of thinking about when I should retire and where I should retire to. And the concern is that I think I had another year. When I first talked to you, Cal, I talked to you in California. Been knowing you for about a year and a half, but I
Yeah.
was thinking, about 64. I'm 65 now, but at 64, I'm retiring. So in late September of 2021, I said, I'm going to retire. And I had always been thinking about coming to the Philippines, and I remember one thing you said. It said it's all about rejuvenation, right? So I
Yeah.
said, there's something when you're in the States and you've lived there all your life, you have to do something to motivate yourself, to rejuvenate yourself. And I thought moving to the Philippines, because I love the water, love the beaches, and that was my first thought, to rejuvenate. It wasn't the women. It wasn't the women. It was.
Have you ever been here before, Carl?
I've been to Pampanga before,
Have you ever
which is.
dated? Have you ever dated a Filipino before?
I have dated a Filipino before. I was married to a Filipino before, and I brought her to America.
How'd that work out?
It was a big mistake. It was a big
Oh,
mistake. I'll tell you guys from my own personal experience, it was not good. Because, this is the thing that Filipinos and Filipinas can make the physical transition to anywhere in the world. But it's the emotional transition that gets a lot of them that are that come to the States. Meaning I saw a lot of Filipinas that had broken relationships, had divorces, and some of them, Filipinas, they hang together in the States. So they're going to help one another. So they have houses that they have purchased, and maybe their friends who've been divorced, their friends that have been divorced, they live in that house with other Filipinas.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. So my thing was, when I brought my ex-wife over to the States, she was like, it was like a hand in the cookie jar. She just couldn't keep her hand out of it.
Yeah.
She had American Filipinas that had been here for a while telling her, you can have this, you can have that, you can have a better life. And even though I was a school teacher, I had a house, I had nice cars, and I was doing well. But it still wasn't enough for her. But I think you have to be very careful of them making the emotional transition, because you think of it this way. A lot of them are like fish out of water when they leave the Philippines. Even though they have friends over here, you will find that she was from the province, from Pampanga. And you will find that, a lot of them are very naive about mingling and communicating with people. Now you can speak English well, but it's how you communicate that English is what's important, and how you receive that communication. And if you can't respond to that in a constructive way, it creates a problem for most Filipinas who come over here. That's why they cling to other Filipinas when they come here. But a lot of times when they cling to other Filipinas, what happens is they may get the wrong information, because America can spoil you. That's why so many people want to come over to America. And for us, it's a way of life in America. We've lived here all of our lives. So it's just another day in the hood. So, but for them, it's a whole new, exciting, adventurous thing, and they want to dip their hands in it. So my advice is, before you bring anybody over here or over to the States, make sure you know who you're bringing. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll tell you one more thing.
Okay.
I'll tell you one more thing, Cal, is that understand who you're getting involved with, because this is such a difficult or complex, let me say complex environment here in the Philippines. You don't really know who you're getting involved with. So they may have emotional concerns. It's tough here, man. Just imagine growing up in the Philippines. My ex-wife grew up in the same area as Manny Pacquiao, so she knew Manny Pacquiao and she grew up with him. So they grew up very poor, and there was a lot of emotional strain there also. So that emotional strain transferred over to my relationship with her. We're talking about skeletons in the closet. Those skeletons will come out if they come to another country that they're not familiar with. So
let me stop you right there. And you gave a lot of information, and you actually co-signed a lot of the information that I used to give out a long time ago about that support group that Filipinos have in America. Remember, I told you my wife, when she left here, she had no job, she had no place to stay, but she had that support group waiting for her to give her the confidence to go on and move back to America. Another thing you said, it applies to us when we come over here, though.
Yes.
We're fish out of water. But Americans, we're so damn arrogant that we think we could go anywhere on the planet and take over. Man, we be lost like hell over here. And we end up getting in trouble, like you said, meeting the wrong person, marrying the wrong person, building in the wrong place. And we got to be careful. That's why I want to create a support group of men and women who are coming over here. But and Carl's got a YouTube channel too, but I don't know if he's making any videos. Let me ask you something, Fred. Let's get on the subject for a minute. The subject is, are there too many vloggers in the Philippines? And what I really mean is there too much information out there, Fred? How many channels do you watch in the Philippines, Fred?
I only watch a couple because there's just so much stuff out there, Kelvin. And what it reminds me of? You heard me talk about sorry stores. Okay. You live in a neighborhood, one person opened a sorry store, making a lot of money. So other people say, well, I can do that too. So they may open up. You may have 2, 3, 10. The next thing you know, nobody's making any money. And most of these YouTube channels, they're coming up saying just about the same thing. Okay. Anything they can do to try to get a few dollars, then they get to the point is nobody's making any money. Every time, I go to YouTube, there's always somebody blogging someplace in the Philippines. And then, I got to pick and choose what I really want to watch. I got the old guy, was the old guy in the Philippines. I watch his because he talks about some stuff. I'll watch you, and I get a few others I watch. But the rest of them is just giving a lot of information that I usually don't find useful, to me. What I like about what you put out is, you're living in with the local people. You're giving everybody real nitty gritty. You're telling people, how you can live there. A lot of ones I see is, they're living in some high priced neighborhood somewhere, and that could discourage a lot of people from wanting to move there. And there are places you can live that's really nice. That's not going to cost you a fortune to live there. Yeah. So I'm going to say yes. I think it's way too much stuff out there.
You hit on something. I've got it right here, and Robert can attest to this, bear witness to this. See, when we watch YouTube channels, a lot of times, are they entertaining to us? Can we relate to the person or the content? And then, is it informative? I don't know if there's too many YouTube bloggers, because let me let you in on a little secret. Most of the channels over here you never see. YouTube controls who you see and when you see them. Okay, Fred hit on something good. He says that everybody wants to start a channel and earn some money, but see, they don't realize it's very, very hard to gain any traction on YouTube. Okay, you got to have 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch time hours. With 1,000 subscribers, hell, you got 1,000 friends and relatives. But that 4,000 watch time hours, man, is an incredibly hard. Usually takes people about a year and a half to 2 years. YouTube is sifting people out. So most of the channels you don't see, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of people walking around here with cameras. We don't see them though. My problem is it's not the people, it's all the information. And it's confusing. It confused him. Didn't it, Robert?
Yeah, I found out, yes.
I mean, it confused him on the SRV situation. It's mostly like the visa situations. A lot of this stuff, guys, listen, we're not lawyers. You asking stuff that's, more tailored to a lawyer. Some of the questions y'all give me, I'll be like, man, I can't answer that. And so, but some people on here, they try to answer that stuff. And it causes a lot of confusion, but you can't have information overload on here. How many channels you watch, Robert?
I watch your channel, J&K, Esme and Roger.
So that's 3.
That's 3. There's one more though. Filipino P.
Filipino P, 4.
And the Old Dog New Tricks.
Old Dog New Tricks, that's 5. How many you watch, James?
I watch the Old Dog New Tricks, your channel, and Filipina P. That's all.
That's it.
Yep.
What Carl, when you watch a channel, what draws you to the channel?
What draws me to the channel is the information provided. Does the channel have any value to it for me? I tend to lean towards, informational channels like your channel. I only listen to like 4: Old Dog New Tricks, your channel, Filipina P, and maybe Geo from time to time. But it's whether the channel has some value to it, meaning that whether there's some information that I can use, or I like to travel. Like I went to just El Nido, Palawan about 4 weeks ago, so I did a video on that. But it's value of the channel, the information, and you're right. Whether the channel is exciting to watch, that means that you have to edit. You do a video, but you have to have some editing tools or know how to edit in order to put the information out there where it's kind of appealing and it has some value to it to the to your people out there.
Yeah. Let me ask everybody on the panel to kind of keep your answers brief as possible. That way everybody can get a chance to answer. What are some of the things that you got that confuses you when you go from one channel to the next?
Well, the situation with the SRRV, it was what I didn't know. I won't blame it on the vloggers because of the simple fact that when they spoke on it, they were just answering brief questions. And a lot of them said they didn't know about it. It was when I went to channels just looking for information from people who actually are involved with helping you acquire.
What was it that you heard that confused you about the SRRV? What made you want to go out and get it? Because you're not a candidate for an SRRV, okay? You're not the candidate. You're not the people that the Philippines is trying to bring over here on the SRV. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that.
Didn't.
You're not the candidate.
I didn't. I just knew this was a place that I wanted to retire in, and I was serious about doing it. So upon myself, I just went ahead and started the process just to show the commitment, so I wouldn't back out later on. I wanted to be committed to coming over here and retiring. So
you thought you had to do it now, and
for me, I thought it was better. It was just part of my way.
But you didn't know much about the other visas and how the immigration situation worked out. but you never asked anybody.
I never asked anybody. I
Yeah.
didn't know what I didn't know.
That's why if you're a vlogger and you qualify, even though you don't have to qualify, you can do live streams on StreamYard before you get your 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. That's why that's so important, because now you can ask the questions you want to ask and you get it in real time. But Mr. Dacus, the navigator, says it seems that there's a number of YouTubers in the Philippines who have a beef with each other. No, it's not correct. You have some trolls over here that are always in the mixing stuff up. I don't have anything against anybody over here. And if you're in the Philippines, if you're over here in paradise living your best life, you're not going to have time to be fighting with somebody. Happy people aren't miserable. Happy people don't argue. They don't fight. They don't talk about other people. They're too busy being happy. Those are the miserable people. Hey, thanks, RC and Jax, for that super sticker.
And Kelvin,
Yeah, go ahead.
and Kelvin, let me say this. You know, when before I came over here, the whole thing was to be happy. So it's a state of mind when you get over here. You know, you don't come over here to be miserable. You come over to be happy. You come over to be more relaxed. You know, we understand how it is in the States where things are in turmoil, you know, and you come here, you want to be happy, you want to be comfortable, and it's all about relaxation for me. I don't want to get into conflict with anybody. You know, I try to avoid that as much as I can. So, you know, to that point, yeah, no conflict, man. Just easy life.
What about
Peace.
you, James? Why are you over here in the Philippines? Why did you come
Well,
over here?
Yeah, I came over there to, get married to my wife.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. But I wanted to learn the culture too. I wanted to learn a little about their culture.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
How much about that visa? How much about that visa situation do you know, other than you can marry her and bring her over to the States? What else do you know about it, James? I'm kind of curious. I'm just curious.
I really don't know. I really don't know too much. I'm actually researching it now.
But
I'm doing research on it.
You've already pulled the trigger, though. Don't you think
Yeah.
you should have did that first before you pulled the trigger? Because now, do you realize, that when you bring your wife and the 3 kids over, because she's pregnant with your son or daughter now.
Right.
Not only are you going to be financially responsible for her for 10 years, but also her children for 10 years, whether she's with you or not. Did you know that?
Yeah, but I was going to try to get her green card too.
Yeah.
Try to get her green card. She wants to work. She wants to work.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, you bring her over here. You sign an affidavit of support.
Right.
Okay, you're responsible for 10 years. That means if the marriage dissolves in 2 years and she doesn't get remarried, you got 8 more years. And the children that aren't yours.
I don't think that's going to happen, though. I really don't think it's going to happen.
Let me ask you, Carl. Did you think you were going to get? You were in James's situation. When you get married, you're happy. You think this is it. This is the last relationship I'm going to be in. Only to find out that. How long were you married, Carl?
I was married for.
Really married. I'm not talking about from the time you got married to your divorce. I'm talking about where y'all were together and things seemed normal.
Things seemed normal for about a year.
Wow.
Until she got a job, and then she had other friends, and that's when everything went south. So I was with her for an additional 3 years, maybe, I think, and everything blew up. So, and I learned about being responsible for her, even though her kids weren't over here, in the States, they were still in the Philippines, but I was responsible for her for 10 years, like you said, but I found that out after, and my thing was, hey, you know what? I was already in the mix. I was already in too deep. When I started to
Yeah.
realize, hey, you know what? This might not be a good situation, because my situation was that my ex-wife was just totally off her rocker. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about her, but she was out there, beautiful woman. She was like, someone said, you come over to the United States, you're average in the Philippines, but you're a Hollywood star in the States,
Let me
right?
ask you something. Because guys think I'm playing about the games that Filipinos play. Once you're Filipina and you broke up and she started dating somebody else, you saw her, you used to see her, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I used to see her because I lived in pretty much the same area
Yeah,
that she
yeah,
lived in, so I would see her out and about, and that's the most discouraging thing when you look, you spend your time, your effort, your money, to bring her over here, and I was working, man, hours, just to help her a little bit over in the Philippines before I brought her over here. And just the whole idea of almost a year and a half, which it took to get her
yeah,
here. They say it takes 6 months, but there's a lot of paperwork and there's a lot of
absolutely.
money to be spent in bringing someone over here. And then when you bring them and they get here, and if things don't work out, you see them around town, you're like, man, did I waste all this money, time, and effort to bring this woman over here, and it didn't work out? Because the idea you have is that this is forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Look,
that's what James is thinking right now. He says, "Oh, it's not going to happen." That's what you thought. That's
that's
what
what
I
I
thought.
thought, and
No,
that's
I said
exactly.
I think it's not going to happen. I think
Okay,
it's not
well,
going to happen.
James,
We're saying,
James, your situation might be a little bit different. Your situation might be
Mhm.
a little bit different, but my
Yeah.
situation was, hey, you know what? When you got this is the thing, and I think Cal said this before too. You are not the priority. If she has kids, you are not going to be the priority. And the reason why some of them, not your woman, James, but the reason why some
Mhm.
of them come over here is to support their kids.
Yep.
Support their kids. It's not all about love. Don't think that I thought, oh, I was the one, I was going to be, I'm all that, I'm all her world and everything. That's not true. Her kids are all their world. And you've got to understand that the Filipinos have a very tight knit family over here in the Philippines. So they come over here. Their first thing is not, oh, yeah, I want to get married, but my first priority is going to be my kids, and you're secondary. So if something happens with my kids, guess what? You're on the lower part of the totem pole. It's not going to be about. It wasn't all about me when she got here. It was all about her kids.
really, and she done started the motorcycle.
Yep.
Oh, she started the
Mm.
motorcycle for sure.
Hey, thanks, Haitian
Yeah.
Gunman, for that super chat. He said, "Bro, don't be so naive. Chances are she's going to leave you and move in with her mom in Vegas. But that's just a chance we take.
I would say.
But how much,
Oh,
Fred,
oh,
did you know? Because Fred had been married to a Filipino before you
Yeah.
married your wife, right, Fred? So
Yes.
you knew a little bit. Do they educate you on the visa process in the military?
Oh no, not really, because I was still active duty, so a lot of that stuff was done. We just go down to a travel agency, after we got married, we got our paperwork back from the U.S. Embassy, and she got a passport, but and background check was done, so we just went to a travel agency. They did everything for us as far as getting our exit permit and all that. And when we got to the States, she got a temporary green card when we were in California, which was good for
Yeah.
like a year, 2 years. At the end of that 2 years, you apply for a permit one, which was good which was good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you
But,
know
but there's one
anything
thing I
about?
want to bring up because I'm listening to
Yeah.
guys talk because, I was married, my first Filipino wife. It was like Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll say that. I didn't take the time to really know her. Although I was stationed in the Philippines, I got married to her too soon. I think we met
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was married to her maybe the following year. And that was a little bit too fast. and I didn't know a lot about her until we started living together, and it just made my life a holy hell. I got to be honest with you. So we were together for 8 years. When it first started out, it was okay. Then I started noticing stuff I didn't like, and I mean, she was nuts. So just going to put it that way.
Yeah.
So the best thing happened to me was when we wound up going our separate ways. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you. So I was in the military, so I thought I was going to be able to go stateside. So I was getting all the paperwork ready so we go stateside. She didn't want to leave the Philippines. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I wound up staying in the Philippines as long as I did, because I went to Korea. I came back, and then still had issues, and then I got assigned to go to Korea again. And while I was gone, because she already had whatever documentation she needed, my command helped her. Next thing I know, she back in the States.
Wow.
Okay.
This is something. Let me ask you about this, Brent. How?
Yeah.
Because you hit on it. You said you didn't know her the first one.
No.
Trust, guys. Trust. It takes time to build up trust. Trust comes before love. You got to trust somebody before you love them, because this is my opinion. If you love somebody, it's not love. You got to trust them first. And if you can't trust somebody enough where you're able to go to bed next to them, close your eyes, and sleep good, then you certainly don't need to be marrying them right away. I think we married much too fast over here.
That's correct. And that's what I did. I was a perfect example of that. Married too soon. And next thing I know, we were having financial problems and everything. She didn't come from a poor family. That was just the thing. All her family had something. She wasn't some lady I met in the club or something like that. So I felt like, okay, it's probably a good chance. But no, I'm young. What the heck do I know? Okay. First time getting married, and figure, she didn't work in the club, so this is the one for me. But if I had taken my time and waited a while, and got to know her better, then I would have saw all these warning signs, and I would never have married her. Okay.
You never married her. And
No, I'm going to tell you just like it is. So when people talk about, oh, I know she's all right, and all this other stuff, I was there. But like I said, I didn't take enough time to know her like I did with my second wife. And, I've been married to her, of course, Calvin, over 33 years now. I'm very happy with her. Okay.
That was the key, though, right? You got to know Ian first.
Yes. Got to know her, got to know her family, got to see what she's all about first. And even then, Calvin, I got to be honest with you, even then, I didn't know I want to get married. And Linda tell you, I broke it off numerous times because what happened with me before, I didn't want to have to go back through that again.
Yeah.
Wow. So what made you, I think I asked you this before, James.
Yeah.
Why did you pull the trigger so fast? Where did you think your woman was going? Did she force you to get married? I mean, why'd you marry so fast?
No, she didn't force me. I just up and asked her. I asked her.
But I'm asking you why, though, because listen, okay, now you're married, but you can't see her until November anyhow. So why didn't you just wait till November to get married?
It would have been the same way, because see, I'm going in November, then I'm coming back. I'm going to be there less.
You had 6 more months to get to know her, though.
Right. I really got to know her within the 2 years that we were talking to each other. And when I got down, she was just like she said, exactly like she said. And I had to do it, man. I had to do it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why, though? Just what, you thought she was going to marry somebody else, or?
No, she wasn't going to marry anybody else. See, her family is well-to-do. They got money. Her family got money.
But I'm asking you a simple question. Mm-hmm. Why did you marry her so fast?
Because I love her. That's why. I love her.
Now, how long did you physically know your wife, Carl, before you married her?
This is a thing, and I think this is the concern that most of us make, is that when we talk to people, Filipino women, we get married too fast. without really knowing who that person is. So, I would advise take your time to understand who her family is, who her parents are, what kind of upbringing she had in the Philippines, because and I tell guys this all the time because I've been through it. You don't know what you're getting, within 6 months or a year. You pull the trigger, and when you sign that affidavit of support, you're in for the long haul. So know who you're getting involved with. It was a short time when I got married, and didn't even really know her that well. And it became a problem over a period of time. And like you said, when you lay down with somebody that you can't trust, that's a problem. I'm getting up I'm teaching high school, and I'm getting up and I have to be in the right frame of mind getting up, going to work. Now, if I'm laying down with somebody overnight, that I can't trust, guess what? I've got problems. That's stressful. And that's not what I signed up. That's not what I got married for the first time.
Was the tune-up that good? Did that persuade either of you to get married? Because, we waited for 4 years, which is no guarantee. But
right.
I knew her, though. I knew her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did that influence it? Was you lonely? Did the sex have anything to do with it? Either you can answer this question.
I had been married one time before, years ago, and I was by myself off and on for years, and I felt comfortable with myself. I was at peace with myself, but there's the times where you do get lonely. And one thing I tell people, do not get married because you're lonely. Do not. If you're sitting at home and in your own house and you're cooking your own meals and you're doing things for yourself, be content with that. Be content within your own skin. Have peace with yourself. And I think a lot of us, maybe some of us, and I'm not saying all of us, we get married too quick because we want to be with somebody. One of the greatest things a man can have is a wife or a partner to trust in, to be with, to do things with. And there's no other feeling like that. But you cannot get married out of loneliness and out of despair. We look at TV every day and see people every day. They're holding hands, they're married. It seems like they're having a wonderful life, but you can't fall into that trap. I would say first,
answer my question, though. Answer my question. Did the sex have anything to do with you marrying her so fast?
The sex didn't have anything to do with it, because here I am. When I met her, I was 62. I think I was 58 when I met her, and she was 38. So it wasn't all about the sex. I had been with some beautiful women, and sex was not on the plate for me. You know what I mean?
What about you, James? What about you?
Well,
were you lonely?
No, I wasn't lonely. I've got many women around here, but I just don't mess with them now. I don't mess with them now because I love my wife. But I had plenty of women here. Yeah, I had plenty of them, and I wasn't lonely at all. Yep.
I think you told us the last time. Now, let's be honest, that it had been so long between the times you had sex when you met her. You said 2 years. You said 2 years.
No, I met her. I met her for 2 years. My wife for 2 years. I was talking to her online for 2 years.
But you had other women.
It didn't stop. It didn't.
Now, hold on, James. But your wife is watching this right now. Don't
yeah. Okay, scratch that. No, she don't watch it. She don't watch
You don't know.
Sunshine Shoulders.
Okay.
No, you don't know
But,
that.
You don't
But
know
I
that.
told her about you and stuff like that. She don't even know I'm doing this. She don't know I'm doing this.
James, I'm gonna get you straight, brother. The reason I know about Sunshine Shoulders is because of my wife. And guess who watches Sunshine Shoulders?
Right now.
Yeah. See, be
She watches.
Where she's at work, she works. But when Calvin has this like the one you did yesterday with the brother next to you, we had a chance to watch that yet. So she gets interested, and while we watching it, she's providing her input. She's telling me stuff as I'm looking at it. But what I'm saying is, don't think that she may not be watching it, because she probably is. Just hear what you say.
Late now, James. She
Look.
You had other women, so you had other women before you came over here.
Look. Now we talk literally 24 hours. 24 hours on video chat.
Right.
Except right now, because I told her I had to do something right now. But
we're talking about
literally
before you came over here, James.
Yeah.
Oh, before I came over here. Oh man, it was on then. It was on and popping. It was on and popping. I ain't ashamed to say it, man. I ain't ashamed to say it. But she changed all that. She's a sweet girl. She's really sweet.
Yeah.
She's really sweet, man.
I think James has a good one. I think James has a good one. I think it's gonna work out for James.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, the kicker is when she sang with me on our wedding, I could never get nobody to sing with me. I was married before. I couldn't get her to sing with me or nothing like that. But she just embraced it and she learned the lyrics and we sang the song. And man, that touched me, man. That really touched me.
Yeah, I sang a song for Visa.
she really don't want to. She don't want to come here. She don't want to come here. She don't want to come here. I asked her to come here.
Yeah,
I had the same. I had the wrong. We had a song too, but it was a wrong song.
James. James. What song did you say?
Endless Love. Endless Love.
Okay.
Endless Love. Yep. And it was beautiful, man. The wedding was beautiful.
I heard it. Yeah, y'all sounded pretty good, man.
Yeah, and she learned the lyrics.
Till you got to the end, you was running out of breath. But y'all sounded good.
Yeah, she learned the lyrics to it too, and she sang real good. Yep.
So what do y'all do now that when you're talking on the phone? Do y'all do peekaboo online?
No, we talk. We talk like we talking now. We talk and I talk to the kids.
So no peekaboo.
Nah.
Why?
No peekaboo.
So what's your wife?
But man, I don't do that, man. I don't do that. But
James,
I'm willing to. Huh?
James, you were saying your wife didn't want to come to the States. Did she give you a reason why she didn't want to come?
No, she said she just don't know nothing about up here. She'd rather stay in the Philippines. And I told her, you need to come here for a while until I retire. So I got I'm 56 now.
Yeah.
I'll be 57. I'm planning on retiring at 62. 62.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just told her to come. Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna make a demand, right? Come on over here.
Yeah. Come here for a while, and then we go back to the Philippines because I really want to retire there in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Luis Martinez, thank you for the super sticker. Now you may be careful what you wish for, James.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
that's why I'm glad I got Carl on here. He'll tell you that
they'll run
off, won't they, Carl?
Oh man, mine went off the deep end. You
No,
know, and
I'm talking about she ran off, didn't she?
oh yeah, she ran off. You know, I couldn't keep her at home. She always, it would move, come back until I said one day, nope, this is not a Holiday Inn. This is over. You know, you can,
Wow.
I had to tell her, you know, the last words I said to her is that I was direct with her, brutally honest with her. I don't want you and I don't need you. Goodbye. I had been through so much in my own country. When you bring someone to your country and they mess you over in your own country, you know, and they try to ruin your name and they try to destroy you in your own community. You know, you know what? You don't let the door hit you on the way out. We'll see you when I see you.
I'm glad you own it, James, Carl, because we don't get to hear this very often. We always hear, like Leonard talking about, James, there are channels out there, numerous, that you could listen to what successful couples who have their wives in the U.S. Yeah, but we don't get the other end of the story, Leonard.
Right.
It doesn't always end up well. We need to know the 360 that, okay, I think you said your wife tried to, what they'll do. I forgot what they call it in the United States, but if the woman really wants to get away from you, she'll go there and say that you're abusing her.
Yeah.
And they'll help her through the visa process without your ass. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that. And, you know, you got to know who you marrying. Yes, most of us get lucky, but a lot of us don't. And we need to hear the other side of the story. Yeah. The rest
I appreciate it too.
But
see, I appreciate all of y'all.
Well, here's the other side that we can talk about also. Remember when I told you, Calvin, we talked about this in the previous blog. When I got my wife to the States, I was still active duty, and we moved in base housing. I wasn't in base housing 3 hours before the Filipino committee was knocking on the door, you know, welcoming my wife to community and everything else, and you know, trying to get her to go do different things. But Lynn is different, you know, she didn't fall for all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I was with my ex, you know, she would have left me unpacking stuff and took off somewhere. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But that's something you always got to be aware of. And James, I don't know how much time you're going to spend with your wife, but you know, when she gets there, you know, you may have to take some time off, brother, or if you got some job you can work on the side to make sure you there as part of the orientation and not let somebody else come in and be telling her stuff that's not good. You know, is what I'm saying.
And then that's the thing too. You gotta when you build a house, like Calvin was saying, I saw one of your vlogs. When you build a house, you got to be right there. You got to be right there for a period of time. And if you're not right there, the work is not going to get done correctly. You know, so you have to be there physically with her for a period of time, which I didn't do that. For a period of time before you bring them over here, because it's all about shaping the emotional part of the relationship, and you can't shape that long distance. So you got to be together to get to know that person and to shape that relationship, because if you don't do it that way, then it's high risk. It's going to be a high risk relationship, and you're going to be damned if I do, damned if I don't. Anything can happen. You know, I'm not trying to be skepticism about this, but you know, I was optimistic, you know, about bringing her over here and didn't think too much about it. But I'm telling you, get to know the person, understand who they are, what background they come from, what kind of parents they have, you know, what kind of emotional upbringing they had. You know, it all plays a part.
We're not trying to do all that though. We just want to know what color of panties are. That's all we got.
No, man. I checked all of this. I checked her background. I checked everything.
You ain't checked up family history, man. Hey,
yes, I did.
Thanks for that super sticker. He said, I'm off the bed. Have a good day, everyone. Hey, Wink, man.
Yeah,
I checked. Super sticker.
Yeah, I checked her background. I checked everything.
Already? How'd you do that, James?
And I talked to her. And I talked to her sister. And I talked to her brother. And I talked to her whole family. and her mother talked to me. I'm the one that asked her mother. I told her mother, I said, look, I want to marry your daughter. Okay?
Okay.
I want to marry your daughter. I love your daughter, and I want to spend my life with her. That's what I told her.
Let me ask you
And
something.
me and her talk.
Why don't you talk to her ex?
No, he dead. He's dead.
Oh,
He's dead.
Okay, yeah. Maybe
There's no
that was
way I
him
can talk to him.
Maybe that was him talking to you in your ear under that car.
Man, you never know. Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, Calvin, I know what it is. I went to school for auto mechanics myself, and
Right.
remember he was up under the car. It's probably those gasoline fumes they get to.
Yeah, you ain't heard no.
Man, look, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do my auto mechanics anymore because people don't appreciate you. I cut the cost.
The first time we talked to you, you said it was God talking to you.
Yeah, it was God. That's what I thought. But maybe it was God. I don't know. Who am I to question that? Shoot.
What did it say? It said stop.
He said stop. Stop. And then it said stop this. And I just stopped. I put my hands up and I stopped. But that's a blessing in disguise because I created The Mask Can Take Treasures like 3 days after that.
That's right.
So yep, it was a blessing. And I've been doing it since 2013. Yep.
He said, yeah, he's dead because they probably killed him.
Yep. No, he remember Calvin? I told you he died of some liver ailment. And I thought I know what it was. It's from drinking.
That's called arsenic poisoning, James.
No, he's drinking. He was drinking. That's what happened.
And guys,
and she don't drink.
Guys, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't I see somebody puffing on something?
Popping on something? What's that?
This
might be.
Oh,
he got one. There you go.
Well, what I want to tell you was, you saying the husband died from liver because he was smoking. Who can say somebody ain't gonna put something in there for you when you get over here?
Nah, I said he was drinking. Listen, I don't smoke cigarettes, okay? But this thing right here, it helped me out to stop smoking.
Don't
drink the water. But it's actually in liquid.
I know. She told me.
Put something in that bottle.
Don't drink the water.
Who told you that's not smoking, James?
This is vaping. It's vaping.
It's worse.
No, it's not. This is a vapor, and a cigarette is a combustible thing when you smoke it. You see, it's different.
And I don't have any tobacco in mine.
Put it
Mine is
down.
for flavor.
Mine's is 0% nicotine. Hold on, where's that thing at? 0%.
So what is it in there that's got you hooked in?
It's the flavor. It's like bubble gum and flavor like that, and it tastes good.
Hey, James, are you stay one of the states that allows marijuana?
I guess so. I don't think they do. I don't think they. I don't mess with marijuana. I'm totally against marijuana smoking. And if you smoke it, that's you. But I don't smoke it, and I don't drink. I stopped drinking when I was 21.
Wow.
Because I saw a couple of my uncles. I saw my uncles being drunk and stuff, and a lot of them died. And I talked to a doctor, and he said, if you got people in your family that drink, that's an alcoholic, then you're going to be one. And I proved them wrong. I just stopped. Cold turkey.
Yeah, I think that that's the only vice I have. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. That's the only vice I have. And I think it's not. Yeah. I started vaping because I was smoking cigarettes, and I thought it was it was a little bit more healthier. It's not totally healthy for you, but it was a little bit more healthier without the tobacco, the nicotine in it. So, you know, it was an alternative for me is why I started doing it. But you know what, I'm trying to wean myself off of that too. You know, I mean, in the long run, everything catches up. In moderation, though, I just do it in moderation.
Did your girlfriend, did she have another, I mean, your wife, did she find another boyfriend?
Carl? My wife?
Carl, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to Carl.
My wife, okay. This is the thing. My wife, she was a beautiful woman. So everybody was hitting on her. She go to work, people hitting on her. And if you have a Filipino that comes over here and she's naive as a woman, that's one other thing you have to watch out for, is that woman being naive and absorbing everything, any kind of conversation, believing in anybody else that's American. You have to understand.
Did she have a boyfriend after y'all split up?
I think so. Either a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Oh man.
Well, she was out. She was out there. You know.
It wasn't my ex-wife, was it?
It might have been, James.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We talk about it.
I'm glad you brought this up, James. Let me ask you. If you was wrong about your first wife, what makes you think you're so right about this one?
Because it's a lot of differences. It's a big difference. It's far apart. Yeah.
You were wrong. You didn't know that your first wife was a lesbian, right?
Right. She fooled me, man, for 8 years. 8 years. Yeah. And then it all came out. Yep. She couldn't take it no longer.
Right about this one.
I know. I just know my gut feeling. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I never felt like this before about no other woman in my life. In my life. The whole time.
How many women have you had, James? How many women have you had?
Man, I can't count. Can't count.
I would say, James, I would say this. I would say there's a difference in having them in the States, and this is just information, but they're and having them here in the Philippines, they are more grounded here. When you take someone who is emotional out of their environment and you place them in an environment like the United States, that can be very damaging. Now, I'm not saying it about yours, but for me, that was the thing. And I'm saying meet them on their own ground, on their own turf, on their own soil to get to know them.
But now we're at a disadvantage. See, this is our American thinking. What makes you think that we can, if they can't operate in America, what makes you think we can operate so much better over here? I don't get that. Explain that to me. Are we smarter than them or something?
It's not a matter of intelligence. It's not a matter of being smarter. It's a matter of understanding who you are as a man. Now, if you understand who you are as a man, you can go anywhere in this world and pop yourself down and be at peace with yourself, and you can be good because you are a strong, intelligent man who has been through the experiences of life. Now, we didn't get here, like Rich Pryor said, we didn't get here to 56 years old or 60 years old being a fool. You know, we had to make some right decisions in our lives to get where we are now. So when I came over here, I was already at that level. I was already at the level where I was already emotionally stable. So when I'm emotionally stable and peace with myself, I can go anywhere in this world and be comfortable. It's like you, Calvin. You came over here.
But that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. You're saying that when we bring, you're kind of painting the Filipina with a broad brush. You're saying bring them over there. They can't handle it. But I think that's the same with us. When we come over here, a lot of us can't handle it because
that's very true.
A lot of times we get the good stories over here. man, we don't get the bad ones. They won't come over here. They won't come on my channel.
Romeo.
I couldn't
You're
handle
right.
it, man. You know, it was too hot. You know, I didn't like the food. You know, the woman, you know, ran off with somebody else. We only get the good stories in the Philippines. We don't get, every now and then you'll get that one that was on Old Dog New Tricks where, but hell,
Yeah,
he's
that guy.
still over
Yeah.
here though. He's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
over here though. He learned his lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think what the concern is, yes, there's a lot of people, Europeans, Americans that come over here that can't handle it. Then there's something wrong with this. I think you said it too before. If you have problems in America, say for instance, if you're alcoholic in America, guess what? You're gonna even be more of an alcoholic over here in the Philippines, because there's a lot to absorb. There's a lot to absorb here. You just can't come over. You got to be level-headed when you come over here. I see Americans over here. I was at the mall in Makati, BGC the other day, and this American just sat down and plopped herself down and started talking to me and my girl. And I'm like, you know what? You know, we talked for about 20, 25 minutes. You tell me from West Virginia and all this. And then when we left, he was asking me to buy him a ticket to Cebu, you know?
Oh, wow.
And I said, man, I don't have any. I don't have any.
You don't have it yet. Yeah.
So
Go.
you get people over here from America who's over here begging on the streets from other Americans. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to come to another country without money in my pocket. You know, I'm going to have some kind of income coming in, you know, and I thought it was
Calvin, it's some feedback. I keep getting feedback from somebody.
Yeah, somebody's got their YouTube on. I think it might be you, Carl. Every time you speak, we're gonna. But this guy makes a good point.
I don't hear it.
Yeah.
My phone is off, and every I don't have anything open other than this stream here.
Okay. Well, this guy makes a great point. He said, to be honest, it sounds like when the Filipina comes to the USA, she can handle it. She ultimately makes her way, gets immediate support system, and succeeds. Just that her goal didn't include you. Now, your wife is still over. Your ex-wife is still there, right?
Yeah, she's still here. Oh,
You talking to me? Yes,
Yeah.
my ex-wife is still there. She moved to Denver or something from last I heard. So she's still there, but she's the thing is they have a support group there that's like no other. I mean, the support group is exceptional. They're strong in community, they're strong with each other. And this is the thing. You come here, you come to the United States as a Filipina, and you're going to look for comfort first. And the comfort is not going to be with you. It's going to be with other Filipinas who have been here, because that's who they're comfortable with.
James. Do you got on the
no,
TV?
that's the air fryer, the Emerald.
Oh, okay.
James Fryer.
That's an air fryer.
Did you buy that?
Man,
Did you buy that over here, James?
No, I bought it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started to get one. I started to get one at the mall. I started to get one. I think it was 200 pesos or something. There in the Philippines, I started to get my wife one, but something happened. We didn't get it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me ask
them
you
things
guys,
good.
let me answer this guy because he's trying to make a point that it's getting old, guys. Listen, we didn't make the rules over here. We're gonna go where we're celebrating, okay, not tolerating. He said, here's what it boils down to, in my opinion. Most men not all go to the Philippines or Thailand to find a beautiful young women. We're men. That's what we want. I'm 59 years old. I don't want a 59-year-old Big Shirley in America, because that's really
Right.
what
You got that right.
I don't even want a 59-year-old Beyonce. And
Right.
it's not that I've got anything to prove to anybody anymore. He said, we're certain
Right.
people in their home country. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the guys watching my channel, we're at the bottom of the scrap heap in America. But the Filipina, or the Thai lady, they will recycle you. And I don't have a problem with that. But good luck trying to get a 30-year-old woman in America if you're 60. You better be Elon Musk or some damn thing.
It'll take you hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And these women here, boy.
That's not true. Golden Gate, if you guys are all that, that's what I was saying on my live stream the other day. Why in the world are you on these live streams then? These live streams are for guys. We're washed up in America, man. But we come over here to get something better. If you guys got it so good, why in the world you on here? You got the wrong channel. He's on the wrong channel.
Look, I had plenty game. I worked in the profession. I worked in teaching at a high school and profession where mostly women. So I had plenty game over there. So my thing is that, again, I came over here for entirely different reasons. And first was to rejuvenate. So I don't know what he's talking about game.
Yeah.
Right. You ain't got a whole lot. You better have a lot of game and a lot of money over there. See, my money goes a lot further over here.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
The woman is just the cherry on the top, literally.
Yeah,
the cherry on top. Yeah? And you guys get on this channel at home. Who says the American woman is the standard of women? I don't get it.
Right.
They probably don't even have a passport.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. What you read that? That's what confuses me. Who says that Western women are the standard?
That's the thing that kept me from going to the Philippines. Listening to people like him,
We got to broaden our horizons as men. There's Americans now, Americans in Thailand, Indonesia, in Philippines, Japan, Americans all over. This is a thing too. There's some men of color, that are venturing out, and the standard for women is not in America. I'm 65 years old. I know, I'm getting out, I'm venturing out, broadening my horizons and saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? There's more out there to be had. There's more out there to experience. Don't sell yourself short. Don't stay just I'm going to stay in America and I'm going to retire in America and I'm just going to die here. No.
Right.
When I turned 64, I said, no, I'm not going to die in America like everybody else and be in a skilled nursing center and a retirement home. It ain't happening.
Do you think I'm going to give up everything I've got over here just to go back to the States and prove to Cliff that I can get a woman over there?
You probably can get one real quick, but you ain't going to stay with them, though. You ain't going to stay with them, trust me.
Well, since I'm the oldest guy on the panel, I spent 21 years, 8 months in the military. So I went overseas for the first time in 1972. So I got a couple of tours in Thailand. I got 2 in Korea and 3 in the Philippines. So my whole career has been out here. And after being in the military, even when I got out, when I retired, I went back to the States for a couple of years, but that was not to live in the States. It was to go back because Calvin knows I was going to open up a business in the Philippines. So when I went back to the States, I'm the one that had culture shock. I couldn't believe all the stuff I was seeing. And, I tell you what, man, after being back there, 1 year active, 2 year retired, I got out of there. So couldn't move to the Philippines because Mount Pinatubo went up, but I've been living here on Guam since 92, and I'm happy. Philippines only like 3 hours or something away to fly.
Yeah.
And before the pandemic, I was coming over there a lot. Okay.
I think one of the things is that what do we see in certain women? You know what I mean? What do we see in Filipino women that we may not see? We're not trying to compare the two, but what do we see in Filipino women that brings us over here? And I can tell you personally, one is that I speaking English is English even somewhat. It's much better, being able to communicate with somebody. If you live in an area where you're not able to communicate with the woman that you have, that's a problem. You know, so what do you talk about? So I think part of that in Filipino women, they're humble women. They'll do everything for you. You know, it's like your birthday every day. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yep.
They'll do everything for you. They'll cook, they'll clean, they'll do everything they need to do. You know,
Everything you can't get an American woman to do.
you
Well,
can't. If I ask a woman to make, if I ask a woman to, I ask an American woman to make me a sandwich, she tell me shut up. Shut up and go sit down and watch some television. Make your own sandwich.
She's gonna say, make your own damn sandwich.
Yeah, you got legs, don't you?
He said, yeah, you got legs, don't you?
Yeah, I heard it many times, many times.
Hey,
I
Calvin,
went to work. I come home. I work hard all day. I ask her, look, make me a cup of coffee. What's wrong with your legs? You go make the cup. Go ahead and make it. Shoot, go in there. I said, man.
Right.
Yeah.
It
I got to say it one time to my wife. I tell my wife one time, I say, baby, make me a cup of coffee. She said, jump up and go make the coffee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But see, Filipinos, they'll know you after about a week. You don't even have to ask them. When I get up in the morning,
she have it made. Yep.
Coffee already.
Yep.
Or whatever it is. He comes and tells me, to eat. She brings a plate. Did you see it this morning? I don't have to ask her. Because there's a building line over here. Okay, I better not go in that kitchen in there. But he says, I'm sorry, I prefer European women. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, they don't prefer you. Okay, you're gonna be out the damn door if you're not in jail, and you're gonna be broke, You still got, I got the guest house over here for you.
You know,
tell him, Fred, he come over here.
Come over 2 days. Yeah, a couple of nights. But you know, check this out. You know, being back in the States, you know, I mean, dating and everything else. Once I went overseas for the first time, the women in the States couldn't do nothing for me no more. I was totally spoiled. Yeah. I got out of this part of the world. I said, this is where I'm going to live. And I was lucky because I was enjoying a good life. There in the Philippines, you know, stationed at Clark, enjoying a good life and getting paid for it. Okay. The Philippines are giving me money to enjoy myself there. I had a blast. You know.
You want a humble woman. You got to have a humble woman. If the woman is not humble,
you got to say, Robert.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One thing I'm finding out doing my research over here when it comes to this culture, we have a big influence on this culture. There's nowhere I go that they're not playing black music. They just in the way they greet you. I got Filipinos greeting me saying, "What's up, brother?" You know, at first I was surprised, but he called me brother. You know, he said, "What's up, bro?" And I'm like, "Wow!" And I'm looking at the culture, and I'm saying they're imitating us over in the United States. That's one thing I love about this place because you don't feel like you're out of place. You kind of feel like you're at home to a certain extent. You're around a lot of them that speak English.
And you don't feel no racial tension either. No racial tension. See?
I went to a graduation with the family that I was with, and the kids took me. I walked in and I got a lot of looks, but the looks were like they were in awe.
They're curious.
You want to touch me?
Yeah.
And they all just greeted me with smiles, so I didn't feel funny at all.
Now,
and then I'll tell you this: if you had any hair, they want to cut your hair too. But you guys don't have any, so I have to worry about
that.
Here's what he says. He says, "There's some women who take care of their husband or man." Yeah. Well, why are you doing on this channel then? Go But they ain't gonna look like the women over here to take care of their husbands and their men. See, here's the thing: we don't want to admit it. We stuck with Big Shirley over there in America. You know, our Big Shirley sister, and I ain't trying to get Big Shirley anymore. I'm through with Big Shirley.
Well, one thing I can say, my wife is still in the workforce because I'm a lot older than she is because I'm fully retired. But she still comes home and prepares meal and put food on the table for me. And she don't have to do it. I can do it, but she prefers to do it. I didn't ask her to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I was back in the States, I'd be asking for that. It's just like you guys were saying, go fix your own food. Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. And while you at it, fix me a plate. Okay.
Yeah. They don't turn that down. They don't turn that down.
Exactly. There you go. I'll tell you this: love is doing things for people voluntarily. Love is doing something for you voluntarily without even asking. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just saying, Calvin said, hey, brings him a plate in the morning. Not even asking. Are you hungry? What can I do for you?
Do you want a massage?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And that's what it's all about. It ain't all about, and I've got told that before too, James. Can you please fix me a sandwich? What's wrong with your legs?
Yeah. What's wrong with your legs? Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm out of here.
Hey, Calvin, must get hot outside. Must get hot out there, brother. Weather must be pretty hot over there today.
No, I thought it was somebody else's connection.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, my computer was getting hot out there.
Oh, okay.
His phone got hot. Doing all kind of crazy stuff right now.
Hey,
he says,
it's hot here. It's hot here.
He said, Prodigy says, go and try and ask some of these modern women in the Matrix and watch what happens. Yeah, ask them to make you a plate, James. See what happens.
Yeah. They'll probably try to slap me. Probably try to hit me or something. These women here, they fight. They'll fight you too. They'll fight you. These women here.
You damn right they're gonna fight you. That's the problem I had with Big Shirley over there. She always wants to fight.
Man. Yeah.
I want to fight.
Yeah, talking to you. They'll talk bad about you too. They'll talk bad about you. And grab you up in your collar too.
Come on, James. Oh, they grabbed you in your collar, James?
No, I had a girl, she grabbed my shirt. I said, man, what is wrong with you? And she was short too. She grabbed my shirt and tried to tear it. And I just said, okay, I'm done with it. And I called the police on her. I changed it over on her. I changed it over. Because her fingernail scratched me just a little bit. And I called the police when she did that. The police came there. They didn't want to take her to jail. They didn't want to take her. And I said, do your job. If that was me, I'd be on the ground right now.
That's right.
Now, I'm trying not to fight her. Now, take her out of here. And they took her on out. They had to fight her, too. They took her on out of there.
See, she was the kind of woman that talk mess to you and kick your butt too at the same time.
Yeah. I don't fight women though. I don't fight women, man. So, I was raised not to fight women. My father instilled it in me not to fight my sisters and stuff like that. He kept that going and stuff. So I never fought my sisters or nothing like that. And it extends on till now. I never fought a woman before. But
how old are your children, James?
My oldest is 30. It's 30 on down, like 30, 26, 24, and 19 now.
Yeah. Where do they live? In Chicago or Memphis?
2 of them in Chicago and 2 of them are here in Memphis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So what did you learn? What did you learn from your relationship over here, Carl, that you did wrong, that you can share with us? In a general way, in a brief way, what can you tell us that's going to help somebody watching now so that they won't fall into the same trap that you did?
I think one of the most important things is, first of all, be at peace with yourself. And when you get older, you can't be too much in a hurry. You know, that's what kills most of us. Even in doing things, buying things, you cannot be in a rush to do things too fast. And get to know the person. Just don't bring them over here, because the idea is, oh, you bring them over here, you get married within a month or 60 days, and then 2 years, they stay here for 2 years, then they can get a sort of like a temporary or permanent green card for 10 years. You know, what I'm saying is, don't be too much in a rush, and don't let your little head control your big head. You know, don't do it, because that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. And I tell guys all the time, you know, don't put yourself in the predicament where you're in too deep that you can't get yourself out of, and there's years of repercussions. You know.
Can I ask you something? I didn't mean to cut you off, but were you sending her money before you met her? Be honest, so you can help somebody.
I was helping her. Look, I was working as a teacher. I was making a lot of money as a teacher in the Bay Area. So yes, I was sending her money. That's another thing that you do not want to do. If you want to help,
how much were you sending her so we get an idea of what not to do?
At one time, I was paying. She had an accident. Actually, she owned a business, a little restaurant.
Don't sugarcoat it. Come on, don't sugarcoat it.
Tell the truth, man. This ain't Jeopardy. Okay. I was taking care of everything. She had two daughters, but maybe about, it wasn't that much that I couldn't handle. Maybe about $250 a month, you know, paying bills, paying bike bills, paying the rent. You know, rent over there, but at that time was like $80 for a 2-bedroom flat, you know, in Pampanga. So
what's the most you've ever sent? What's the most you've ever sent?
I would say close to $450, $500.
But remember, you have to pay, and this is what I want you to help guys with, because you went through it and I went through it. You have to pay a lot when she's going through that visa process, right?
Yeah, you have to pay. When I was doing that, I paid upwards within a year and a half, 2 years, upwards of 20 grand. So, you know, because I was sending money, and she had to go to Davao to get birth certificates. So you have to fly to Davao from Pampanga, you know, and all these expenses just build up. So I would say you spend a lot of money trying to get them over here, but I'm telling you now, don't do it. You know, don't do it, because
you in my Hall of Fame.
I'm in the Hall of Fame, man.
You're in the Hall of Fame for that.
I might be the top. Up in the top 5. You know,
20 grand. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, Fred. Now he gave us an ugly side. Give us a good side. Fred's been with his wife for 33 years, right, Fred?
Yeah.
What's the key? What's really the key to that, Fred? Be honest.
You know, one of the things I did, you know, when me and my wife got married, because you heard me say that earlier, I made sure I spent a lot of time with her, teaching her stuff and everything else. So a lot of guys, you know, they're married, married Filipino women, they're taking the States and they're on their own. So you expect somebody's going to be coming in behind you and be telling them stuff they really don't. That's really not pertinent what you're trying to do, but tell them ways to get over on you. So what I did with Lynn, you know, I taught everything, you know, how to write checks, how to balance bills. And when we got to the States, because I was working, plus I was going to school, she managed the household. and everything else. But I always made sure that I did things with her, discuss things with her, and not play this bit, be Tarzan, you Jane, like she didn't have any input into things that we were doing. And one thing, and Lynn didn't have any kids, so I married a woman. Even my ex-wife didn't have any kids until we got together. So I've never been with a woman that had kids. I was always with somebody who didn't have any. If they had kids, they were my kids.
Yeah.
But the thing is if when you do bring them over, that's some things you got to do, guys. You got to sit down with them. You got to spend time with them. You got to put that initial investment in there. You don't want somebody else coming into your household, like I said earlier, telling your wife things that's not good for you, because somebody will do that, or they would say he should be giving you this, or you should be doing this. And I'm not saying that things don't work out, but with me and Lynn, it did, because I did those very things. And the other things you got to start thinking about too, you start having kids, people usually grow apart, okay, instead of being together. That's when you got to take that time. Like me and Lynn, when she got in the workforce, we would take off on Fridays. The kids would be in school when they were younger in daycare, and we would have that time for us to be together, do what we want to do in order to keep our marriage energized.
Yeah,
It's very simple. I mean, there's nothing hard about it. It's simple. It's the simple things that you do.
David Campbell asked me, he says, why does Raw Facts hate me? You gotta ask him that. I don't care. It's none of my business. What he's
What did you
doing.
say about raw? What raw facts? What's raw facts?
I really don't know. He's a stalker man, but you have to ask him, not me. I don't know why. Those guys are jealous. But anyway, thanks, Mitch Brewer, for those super stickers. He said, I would never bring a peanut here. And he says, I put one through school. What do you mean, the whole 4 years? Mitch?
But see, guys misunderstand that, because you hear all this stuff. I'm glad we hear the negative side, but bringing your Pinot into the States doesn't mean that she's going to be a bad person. Okay,
Right.
you're not going to be a bad person. I'm an example of that. With my second marriage, my first one never went to the States with me. She wound up with somebody else. When she took off, she already had somebody in the States. Okay, but that was my error for not getting to know her better, when I was there, and that's where I made my one mistake. But then, like I said, with Lynn, I took a longer time to know Lynn, got to meet the family, everything else. So I knew Lynn was the right one. Okay, I have no regrets. I'll be honest with you guys, no regrets whatsoever.
Well, you did something that many of us don't do, Fred. You spent that time with her. You didn't let somebody else educate her, because I did a video a long time ago, because I saw it with my own eyes what happened. You bring a Filipino over there. Like you said, the welcoming committee is waiting. And they usually meet her at church. That's usually where they get you. Okay, she's gonna meet those group of friends there. Some of them been there, just got there like her, all the way up to 20, 30 years, and they're gonna give her what I call the Filipino rules, just in case y'all don't make it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay?
let's always have a backup plan. And that's the concern. Always got a backup plan, but you're right. Get to know them. And that's the best way to do it.
I'm gonna
And
give you
some guys
another
still don't
red
do it.
flag. I'm gonna give you another red flag that nobody even talks about. You only hear it on my channel. If you get over here and the Filipino don't want to play, if you get over here and she don't want to play, that's a red flag, really. If you're talking about, let's get married, wait, and all that, that's a red flag, guys. Okay, who's got that static?
Yeah, there is static. Somebody's television on?
Mine's not even on.
Now, that's let me see.
Went away.
Yeah, that's James. When I that's you, James. When I muted you, James, that was the
I don't
the
hear it
noise
anymore.
went away.
Yeah, I don't hear it no more.
That's that cheap ass air fry.
You know,
got that $2
The television.
Yeah, that's the thing.
you know,
Yeah.
Calvin, you know, you talk about this time and time again. You have people that come on, you know, that send you messages and stuff, and never been to the Philippines. They give them their perspective. You know, you need to shut up. You know, if you ain't never been out in the Philippines, you never really met the Philippine people, then you don't know what you're talking about. You know, if you base it in the Philippines on your relationships in the States, you're wrong. It's totally different dating Western women as far as dating Asian women. You know.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, because I think you asked me this before, because I was asked, was I ever going back to the States? You already know what my answer is to that. If I stayed out of the States all those years I was in the military and I saw the handwriting on the wall, what makes you think I want to live back there?
Yeah, that's you, James. Every time I unmute you,
I
what
don't
you
have
got
nothing
going
on.
on over there? What you cooking up
I don't
over
have
there, James?
I don't have nothing on.
You know, you know what it is. It's probably that magnetic personality he has. Every time he gets on, we hear all this stuff. You know,
Hey,
you know,
take
that,
off those earplugs. It might be the earplug. Can you just talk
Yeah.
regular? Yeah, take those
Okay.
off. Unplug them. There you go. Quit buying all that cheap shit, James. Take some money. Sending all your money over here. Quality
you know.
stuff, man.
And see, the other thing you got to look at also.
All right.
You know, we even talk about long distance relationships and all this stuff. If you meet a Pinoy and you start sending her money, you done made a big mistake already. You know, when they start giving you sob stories or they send you these Photoshop pictures of them showing their grandmother who needs medical attention, you need to cut that loose. If you got to give her money, period, that should be a no-no right there and there. Like Calvin said, they'll never ask you, and you should never really volunteer because they were doing fine before they met you, and they're going to do fine once you leave them.
That's right.
Yeah.
These women know how to take care of themselves, man. They some tough characters. They some tough cookies over here. Just like Carl said earlier. He said it's tough over here. So if they can navigate this, imagine what they could do over there. You know, they don't need us, but they don't even ask us most of the time, Fred. We volunteer the money because we're trying
That's
to
what
be
I'm saying. Yeah.
We're trying to save them. They don't need saving, guys. Okay. And you know, but they're gonna do it anyway because they're gonna try to put the woman in reserve. They're gonna try to put on layaway. The only way you can ensure anything really is to come over here. You get over here first. You got something going on. It's less money you got to keep sending.
And what these guys got to realize is you're not the only one that may be sending money there. Okay. You know, as soon as you finish chatting with her, then somebody else is going to be on the line. And somebody may have been there already. You know, you don't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
said, David Campbell said, I wish you could see my wife right now making lunch without asking. Well, see, you know, a guy asked me, he said, why do you think his channel is so popular now? I said, because he gives a lot of men hope, David Campbell does. He convinces the people who still need convincing that I can't convince. Even though I talked about the 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy, someone in the Philippines is going to love you. He pops up on the scene in a wheelchair with one eye, nappy ass head, and he's got a beautiful Filipino. See, so he gives us hope, Fred. Yeah.
But then it's obvious she really cares a lot. She really loves him. You can see that, you know.
That's right. But he gives us hope to the hopeless. You know.
Even if she doesn't love him, she's playing a part. She's
playing
her part.
She's playing a part. She's taking good care of him.
Even
because I'm going to tell you something. With David Campbell, if he's in America, and he'll tell you this himself, he's a prime candidate for the nursing home. But over here, look at him. He's living his best life, guys. Y'all got to understand.
There you go.
It's something going on over here, Fred. I'm not just building the Philippines up. It's been going on long before I was born. It's part of that culture.
Yes, it is.
Care of you, man, especially if you're a decent human being. This James, I heard someone's television on. What you got going on over there, James?
Nothing. I'm texting My wife is texting me.
Okay, what you say? Get off of Sunshine Shoulders right now.
What you said, another word.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said about them other women. What you doing, James?
She's going to get the second ultrasound tomorrow.
Okay, what? To see if it's
Yeah,
a
boy or girl.
How many months is she, James? Now?
She's 6 months, 5 months.
Okay, 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And you was here. What time was you here, James? When were you here? In January?
I got here February.
February what?
February 10th.
Okay, let's see. March, April, May, June, July. Yes, 5 months, James. That might be your baby.
It might be. Man, if it was anything different, I would have left her alone and went to somebody else. That's it. There's too many women out there in the Philippines.
I know it. Did you see any?
Yeah. But James, you didn't get a chance to meet all of them.
Yeah.
I was there for a month.
Yeah, but you was there for a month to get married. You went there for a month to see somebody else. Yeah.
So she's the only one you met, right, James?
Yeah, that was my objective for going out there. She was the main reason why I went out there.
She's the only woman you met over here.
Yeah, I never been overseas before either. So it's new to me.
Oh, okay. Ed wrote, thanks for the super chat. He says, I'm with Fred. After going overseas in Okinawa in the early 70s, I still have a hard time staying in the States. November 14th, 2022 is our flight back to the Philippines. July 2022 will be 33 years married to my Pinoy wife. Wow.
Yeah.
I got married at the same time, Fred. It must have been a good year to marry Filipinos.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think James is. Are you on FaceTime with your wife, James?
Nah, yeah, I'm just texting her on Facebook Messenger. Texting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I can hear some feedback. Carl, so you got a new girlfriend now, right, Carl?
Yeah, I've got a new girlfriend here in Metro Manila. She's a little bit older than my ex-wife, but she's a lot more mature and a lot more humble. I think
so
one thing.
So when's the wedding?
Tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna take the little carriage ride over here to the immigration office, to the marriage office, to look it up. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. Ain't no difference.
Yeah. What made you decide to stay down in the Manila area? What made you decide to stay down there?
Well, I wanted to get a kind of a glimpse of the city, and get myself familiarized with the Philippines.
Yeah.
Could have easily moved to the province, and I know, Calvin lives in province. Seems like he's doing good. I know a lot of people. Most people, vloggers, live in the provinces. So, but I just wanted to. I'm a city boy.
Yeah.
And just wanted to get a feel for the city, but that doesn't mean I can't move somewhere else. That's the pleasures of the Philippines. You don't have to, you're not tied to a contract, or you're not tied to, a lease for some of us, for 2-3 years, you can get up and move at any time. So, but for me, it was just moving to the city, getting the feel for the city. That's all it
Okay.
is. It wasn't because I wanted to rush over here like some people thought. I wanted to rush over here and just jump right into it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get
Yeah.
a feel for it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let him answer this himself. He says, Steven says, why does a guy with 15 kids move to the Philippines? But you haven't moved there yet, have you?
Nah, but I am.
Yeah.
It's the simple reason of moving somewhere else. All my kids are grown except one. He's 16 years old. Everybody's off well doing their thing. Now it's time. I work, man. I worked hard. Even though I was in the streets like I was, if you add my hours up that I've worked since then and I'm working now, I deserve to go wherever I want to go, man. Wherever I want to go, you're doing what you want to do, and I'm doing what I want to do by the grace of God. So,
yeah. And see, I think they missed the whole point of that interview. We're talking about redemption. Who didn't make mistakes? Well, I'm not going to call them mistakes. I'm going to say bad choices and decisions when they were younger. I know I sure did.
We all did. We all
That's
did.
what out of your story, because this guy is about as successful. How old are you now?
I'll be 29th of this month. I'll be 54.
Yeah, he's 54. He looks about 40, believe it or not, or younger, because he's a vegetarian, strict vegetarian. He owns his own trucking company. He's in the real estate. He's turned his life upside down, man. And I can only take my hat off to people like that. But what guys do, that's why, remember I told you, I said, I'm going to rename the title of the video, right? Because if I don't, that's all they're going to talk about is the 15 kids and the 10 baby mamas. So I put it out there first, like I do my life, Fred, because nobody's going to come behind me and say, oh, yeah, I showed you should smoke crack. Yeah, because I already told you. I'm going to tell my story, Fred, not somebody else.
Well, Calvin, the part's kind of interesting. The three ladies you had on was the last week.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see that, because you finally got 3-4 Filipino ladies came on and told it like it was. But a lot of your viewers didn't look at it that way. They look at how sexy they look instead of listening to the message that they were trying to get across. So how you can be successful, and come there and meet someone.
What did I just say today to you out there? That's what we were talking about, right?
Yes.
I said exactly the same thing, Fred. They gave us an education, but we wasn't listening. I asked them, I said, does age matter? And she said, yeah, age matter, because we don't want to be a caregiver. But nobody heard that.
No.
All they heard was, I'm not going to give her $1,000 every month.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're going to give her more than that, depending on the woman that you end up with. So yeah, you better be lucky that that's all that's required is $1,000. That's cheap, right, Fred?
Yeah, it is. But you can break it down even further. Oh, go ahead.
You said something about there are guys that's watching the show that'll never ever come over.
They're never gonna come.
That's true. So this is TV to them.
Yeah.
And they're the guys like myself and others that are going to come over, planning to come over. And some of them are here right now. So I understand when somebody sit there and they watch other people. They will watch other people make comments and have their own opinion about other people. I'm not ashamed of what I did, where I come from, and give somebody else hope. I believe in God, so I am somebody that life was a mess at one time and changed, turned my life around for the better.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. And for those of you who are watching for entertainment, I hope we're entertaining you. Doing it for the ones that are watching for education, I hope we're educating you.
Absolutely. But I tell you what, he may have made some sketchy choices back then, but he's certainly making the right one now by coming over here, taking his time, looking around. Because listen, here's the problem, and this is what people like James is going to run into, what I ran into, what Carl ran into. We don't know what a good Filipino looks like. We don't know what a good Filipino talks like, sounds like, or acts like, because we jump on the first one we meet. You don't know if you got a good one or a bad one. That's one thing he was talking about yesterday. He said, after a while, the one girl I was was talking to, he said, I said, no, I don't want her because I had already met somebody else, and he had something to weigh it up against because they all look good. Yeah, if you're 60 years old over here, you ain't been with nobody in 5 years, they all look good, right?
That's very true.
You know,
Very true.
Hey, Central, thanks for that super chaser, Calvin. It's a funny show. Thanks to you all help. We just try to have a good time, man. Thank you, brother. What are you doing, James? Something's going on over there. You got something on. I can hear it.
It's just this.
Yeah, that's what's causing the problem.
Well, maybe it's the fan. Maybe it's fan.
Let me see. See? There it is. That cheap ass fan you got. Everything in your house is cheap, James. Turn that shit off.
How's it going now? You hear it?
Yeah, I still hear it.
Imported goods from Cucamonda.
Hey, James, what they gonna say, James? You definitely keep us entertained, James.
They want me to interview James when he comes back in November.
Yeah.
I am, but by that time, James is probably going to be famous.
James already famous.
You're going to be in my Hall of Fame one way or the other, either for making good artwork or for being a damn fool. You're going to be in my Hall of Fame.
That's great.
Yeah,
James.
that's not.
Yeah.
Then listen, look at this, guys.
Yeah.
That's the damn Woody Woodpecker that he made out of a damn thing of tape.
That's pretty good, James. That's excellent, man.
That's damn good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, James, thanks for being a good sport, man. We sitting here laughing, but we're not laughing at you, brother. We're laughing with you, you know, having a good time. And you know we want the best for you. We all praying for that. Everything's work out for you. But we're joking. We're just joking with you, not at you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's really, James is really a genius, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Guys. He
I believe it. I said.
Some work that he's done, you can't label him nothing but a genius. Who makes stuff like that?
Yeah.
We're waiting for that mask and tape pussy, James. Give it to him.
I got a lady. I met a lady.
For the channel, James.
She's on display.
Yeah, but you owe us one, man.
Yeah.
Do that for the
Nah.
Come on, James.
Send me something, James.
Nah, I met a lady named Bella. Her name is Bella.
Thanks for that super sticker, DeMario Laws. Yeah, James, you owe us the fellas that, man. Make it. And
I'll make you one when I come out there. When I come out there, I bring you a life-size woman.
No, we want to see the mask and tape tune-up.
No.
He's laughing. He know he done. Y'all playing peekaboo over there, James. You and your wife. That's what, man.
I be too busy, man, doing stuff, man. I be doing shows and everything. So it's
stand up, James. You probably ain't got no underwear on. Yo,
I want a box. Yeah.
Crazy, James. Hey, thanks, Ross Cincinnati. He said James started making his baby toys. James is a genius, though. Yeah. Real comedy. He says I had to donate to the Mask and Tape Pussy Fund. That's crazy, James. My buddy.
This
Yeah,
you know,
hey, thanks, Lloyd P for that super sticker. They putting the pressure on you, James. You got to come with it, man.
And I ain't worried about them, man. Forget it.
You're a candidate, James.
You started it, Calvin. You started it, man.
No, I'm just joking. You want to see it, James,
Woman.
because you know you can make that.
No, I made a woman, but she don't have her organs.
Why?
If you know what I'm talking about.
We
She
don't
don't
want
have-
a woman with no organs.
No, she just got in the chest, but that's it.
She don't have the organs. Don't send her to me.
No, she's about 5 feet tall. 5 feet tall.
Wow.
Uh,
And you didn't give her the organ?
no,
That's great.
it took 300 rolls of tape to make her.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
wasted a lot of tape, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should. Just
People
have one
always-
more roll of tape and go on and make the pussy, James. Make
Yeah.
301 rolls of tape.
She made me a lot of money. You see,
Yeah.
because I put her on display at people, at the library, and they
Yeah.
pay me for putting them on display.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
So, so,
you go ahead and make the
so,
cookie.
so in other words,
You can take her to the strip club.
If you made that, would they allow you to put it in the library? If you made that part?
Yeah, they put. Yeah.
And the
No,
anatomy.
no,
Yeah, he did.
not at all.
Yeah. Here's I'm serious about this one though. Make one of Elvis Presley. Since you in Memphis,
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
make a man take Elvis Presley. I bet you can sell that thing.
I don't even like Elvis Presley. I don't like Elvis Presley.
Yeah, well, we
Man,
ain't talking about that.
Come here, man.
We're gonna give you want to make some money, you make one of Elvis Presley.
Man, forget Elvis, man. I ain't no
Hey,
Elvis
thanks,
fan.
Lord. Laugh out loud, sunshine show the man can take coochie, man. That's real sweet, sticky thing. No, but I'm serious about that Elvis. Because how far do you live from Graceland, James?
About 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I don't even go to Graceland. I've never been to Graceland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus, look, here's what he said. He said Elvis is hot right now because of the movie that just came out.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
perfect timing for you, James. We're gonna challenge you to make that Elvis. Put it on display.
Look, I can't make people. I make people from my mind. Okay, when I think of something, I make it. I don't look at pictures when I make everything.
Go watch a couple of his movies.
Yeah.
You say what?
He said go watch a couple of his movies. Get it in
Nah,
your head. You'll be famous, James. If you make that, I promise
Yeah.
you'll be on the
You would be
Today
famous.
Show
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. You would. You would, James.
Yeah. Forget the king, man.
You said BB King, not Elvis. Huh?
So what is it about Elvis you don't like, James? I don't get it.
I'm talking about who made Elvis the king anyway. Who made him the king?
Yeah, his record sales. I guess.
Well, Michael Jackson should have been the king then.
Huh?
Michael Jackson should be the king.
Well, he's the king of pop.
Well, he should be the king of everything, like Elvis is.
Elvis is still walking around in Memphis, though, man, in Graceland. He's still walking
Yeah.
around. You got to make him, and you're in Graceland. You got to make
Yeah,
Elvis.
you in Memphis, man.
Elvis was a talented individual. He's talented. But as far as being the king, it's a lot of people who could have been the king. That should have been called the king.
but you know, James, what you gotta look how they perceive things in the past, the way they looked at white entertainers versus black entertainers.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't portray a lot of that. So mostly what you always saw Even when I went to the movies, all your stars were white, all your entertainers were white, except for the black entertainers that you would see, and a lot of them weren't on television and stuff when I was growing up. You didn't see them all the time. You know, it was kind of rare. You know, unless you saw them on the Ed Sullivan show or something like that. You know.
Yes.
Hey, Carl, if you think your woman want to look in the camera and introduce herself, or you
Who, my
think the
woman?
thirst? You think the thirst is too much on her right now?
I doubt it. She don't want to. She don't want
Hey, James. Hey, James, we probably got a challenge for you. Okay, you don't want to do Elvis, but can you do a version of Elvis that you see in your mind the way you would think Elvis should look?
Oh man. Yeah,
I mean,
probably
something in
can
your
do that.
mind. You know? So that's the challenge if you can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, he asked me, he says, Calvin, can you expound on the patty of bar girls with ring around the booty description? That just means, guys, you know where, okay, if you know where your butt and your thigh meet, it's a black line right there. That's ring around the booty. I don't know where it comes from, having babies or just bending over all the damn time. I don't know where they come from. Where does that line come from? But right
From
where
the
the
underwear.
black thigh meet, it's a dark line right there, and I don't like it. I don't know if it's the panty liner does that. Or,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That was more firmer. It stood up.
yeah, when the butt was more firmer, he's saying it stood up.
So when it sagged,
And now it's sagging.
it creates that black mark.
It creates that black mark right there, but you'll know it when you see it, and it's not a good look. Babe. Does your wife got ring around the booty, James?
Oh man.
No, I'm just asking you. He says, I get man bleached. Oh, I had this damn flag in here. Yeah, but that's what it is, guys. And, you know, it's not attractive, man. And when you see it, you'll know it, man, because I felt sorry for the lady. You know, she was all up in my face, and I'm like, I ain't trying to do nothing. It ain't turning me on, you know. They got them big guts, you know, all of them got them big guts. You may have 2 out of 15 of the place I went to. It wasn't a whole lot of going on, Fred. It was like a damn ghost town where I was on Soy 6. I don't know.
Oh, Calvin,
Yeah.
I was watching part of that blog you had, and you say you was invited down to Angeles City about the swimsuit or bikini contest.
Yeah.
The place he was talking about is called the Scorebirds because that's right around the corner from a hotel I normally stay at. So this is the first time they've been doing it since the pandemic. They used to record it and put it out there on YouTube, but they didn't do it this time. So what it is, you know, you get a ticket, you go sit by the pool. They got a bunch of girls come out model, and then the guys, the audience choose which one they think should get top honors. So that's what that is.
Yeah, they invited me, and I had just come back from Thailand, and then, I'm gonna tell you, all this traveling back and forth, and I'm gonna tell you guys, when you get over here, the logistics in the Philippines is one thing that's gonna kick your behind. You can fly, tell him, okay. Now Robert, he flew into the college, but then we had to ride the bus through the mountains to get here. That's a hell of a ride, man.
Yeah.
I'm used to it though. But by the time you get through doing all that, man, you wore out, man. You ain't trying to do nothing else, man.
Man, get down. I got to walk this dog, man, right quick.
Okay. All right, James. I know you got to get up early, man, in the morning. What time you got to be at work, James?
I got to be at work at 9.
What time is it in Memphis right now?
It's 10:33.
Oh, okay.
10:33. Yeah.
You have to be at work at 9
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah. So you work what, Monday through Saturday, James? Or what's your work day?
I work every day except Friday. Friday is my off day. The rest of the
So you
days I work.
Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, you got a feedback going on, James.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
What's the name of
I
that
get
park,
everything.
James? What's the name of the park in Memphis? Because I used to go to it. I was stationed in Millington, but there's a park that all the people go to and they drive their nice cars. What's the name of that park in Memphis?
Was it man, I forgot, man. I'm trying to think. Overton Park. Was it Overton Park?
Overton Park. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't
That's
too many
nice.
places.
Been to Memphis, friend?
No, I never been there because, like I said, my whole career has been out here in this part of the world. So, if I was in the States, I was stationed in Ohio a couple of times. I was stationed in Hampton, Virginia, Langley Air Force Base, and that's about it as far as my stateside tour. As far as the northern base, I did a couple years at.
Memphis
That's it.
nightlife and all that.
Yeah.
They got a good nightlife going on in Memphis. You've been there before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was stationed, Millington.
Swift is okay.
Yeah, is that where they stationed?
Yeah, they got one.
So, you got a live-in, Carl, or y'all got separate places?
No, I've got to live in now.
Okay.
I've got to live in, so it's going pretty good. I think the thing is about having to live in is communication is key, because you're in California. I had a fairly nice sized home, and then when I get here, it's a large studio, so we're confined in this space, and you have to communicate. But I think for the most part, it's working out. But I think it's because the mindset of the two people. If you've got the right mindset and you communicate fairly well, even if one person doesn't speak English. Now, I don't speak Tagalog, but if one person doesn't speak English that well, but they do speak English, but if you have the right mindset, I think it goes a long ways. So it's working out.
Did she meet you at the airport?
Yeah, she met me at the airport.
Well, look at us, Carl. You don't have to look at her every time we ask you.
She's giving me the signal. She's giving me the signal. But no, she's cooking some curry. She's making lunch and making dinner.
You sound like you ain't learned nothing, Carl. Damn. You have another $20,000, man.
Oh yeah, I'm giving it up.
Yeah,
I'm not giving it up. But you know what? This is the thing.
Yeah.
If a woman understands, you got to lay the groundwork when you come over here. Hey, look, this is what I am.
More than that. You gotta lay more than that.
I'm from Oakland. Oh, we laying plenty of that over here.
But Danny, what's going on? Rose to the Philippines. He says, I haven't caught a live stream. He's been running 76 to 88 hours a week. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn house deal. But no,
hey, Calvin.
I'm just messing with you, Carl, because I'm gonna tell you something. It's how small the world is. When I stayed in Manila on my way to Thailand, I was staying in his same condo building. We were staying in the same condo, but I didn't know it, Fred.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. When I heard that the other day, I was like, man, you lived here at the exact same place across from Rizal Park,
Yeah. What floor are you on? What floor are you on?
I'm on the 10th floor.
Do you got a nice view? Because I was on the 19th floor, and man, I had a beautiful view.
I got a perfect view over here, man. I see the bay overlooking the bay here, man, and it's beautiful in the daytime and at night.
Yeah, look at him. He's over there checking with his woman, man. Come on, Carl. You disappointing us, man.
No, my son-in-law just came over, so.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. You done got married already.
Yeah.
But you know what? The thing is that
Look at
good
him.
people make good partners. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put you on the hot seat since they there now. Does she got
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Does she got ring around the booty over there?
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm just messing with you, man. You know that. That's a fact. You know I respect you, man, because anybody that comes on the channel, man, and wants to give us their real life story, I gotta tip my hat to them because the bad stories help us more than the good stories, Fred, believe it or not.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm
you know,
enjoying this. I'm enjoying this very much, you know.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in life.
Yeah.
My failures teach me a whole lot more than my successes. That's just a fact. So
well, that's how we learn.
He comes on and he wants to tell the story, but only the guys who have the great stories, like James, want to come on and tell that story.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for all of us who are considering coming over to the Philippines, and just how, because it's an adjustment. It is an adjustment. I sold everything I had, so to come over here to retire. So it wasn't a huge adjustment for me because I know I wanted to come, but I think I had to be sort of real with myself. Where was I? Where would I want to be? What was my mindset in the United States? How did I want to live out the rest of my life? You know. And
let me ask you something. How old is your girlfriend?
She's 50.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you did learn a lesson then.
I learned a lesson. I think it's the maturity of the person. I think it's the maturity of the person. She seems to be a lot more mature, a lot more humble. Understand that went through some. This is the thing. Now, if you've got a mate that goes through the ups and the downs of life, and if they learn something from their experiences in life, it makes them a better person. And that goes for all of us.
We're not looking at all of that when we come over here. We want to know the tune up. That's what we want. We don't want to know all that.
For me, it really wasn't all about the physical thing. It was more about the mental thing. Because I think when you get to a point where you have to reassess your own life and you think about ways that you can be better as a person, the physical part is not the main part. And it wasn't the main part for me, because you have to reassess your life as a man. And if you're honest with yourself as a man, you reassess your life in the most honest way that you can. And it makes you a better person.
You know what, you're starting to sound like a guy with erectile dysfunction.
You might be right about that. I know. No, I've never been. You know, I've never been that way. But I can tell you this. You know, I've always been an athlete. You know.
But thank Green Heaven for that super chaser, Calvin. If you did Calvin, I'd say you to watch it. But no, these guys, they give me material, man. Because the guy just asked me, he said I attract guys with bald heads on here, right? And so then the other guy says, well, maybe that's a wig that Fred's wearing.
No, that's all mine. Now, I want your viewers to check this out. Now, when I'm in the Philippines, I can't find a good barber to cut my hair. Okay. So if I'm living there full time, how you think I'm gonna be wearing my hair? I'm gonna cut it off.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Well, just send it to me.
Okay.
Does it get cold over in Guam, Fred? Does it ever get
Oh
cold?
no, man, it's hot. And lately we've been having a lot of rain, and it's been raining
Yeah.
his butt off.
He
Today has
said
been one
He
a few
said
days.
pull it, Fred, but now Fred's not going to. No, we got to have Lynn pull it.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not going to do it right. He's going to act like, me, I'm pulling it. Yeah, you're going to play it safe. You don't want to mess up something over there.
The weather here is the same as it is in the Philippines, Calvin. I mean, we're down here by the equator and all that. So, you get your usual season. It gets rain, gets cool, and everything else. And usually, the monsoon season, rainy season, usually stops around November, December.
Now, Danny, I'm going to tell you something. Danny looked, and Fred saw it for his own self. When he was in the Philippines, he looked 10 years younger, didn't he?
Oh, he looked good.
He looked good. Now, Danny, if you come on here now, look like somebody hit him with an ugly stick.
Actually, when I went for Danny to do, because he's been posting, when he was building the house. But what I want to see when he left the Philippines, what he looked like when he got on the plane and he got back to the States and had to get back on that hamster wheel. I like to see what he looks like now.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give Danny credit though.
Yeah.
He got a fine ass woman, man.
Yeah, he does.
Guys, they be hating on you, Danny. I seen her in person. I mean, she's fine. To be 39, I got leave. And I said, boy, and that's why he cries when he got to leave. Because he got now. I'm not joking, guys.
Calvin, I'm finna get off of here, man.
Okay.
I gotta take this.
Maybe we could have a decent live stream now. You get that cheap ass headphones off there. Maybe we can hear ourselves think now, Jack. Maybe we can hear ourselves think now. Feedback and stuff. You can pull your pants up too, James. You know what you're doing over there.
I appreciate you getting me on your live stream, man.
Oh no, man, really. It's always a pleasure, James. And remember, man, you're gonna make a mask of me, right?
Yeah.
When you come over. If y'all didn't see
as I see you. As I see you.
And this is straight up serious. If I had that picture, James painted a picture of me, and I use it as my book profile picture. It's a powerful picture. I put it on my community page. And I tell you, this guy's a genius, man. This guy's a genius. I promise you.
I'm just thinking about Sunshine Shoulders, and then I just painted it. Yeah. Well, y'all have a good one.
Hey, take care, James.
Okay, take care, James. Talk to you again soon, brother.
Yeah. Hey,
okay.
All right, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Hey, Calvin, here's what I wanted to ask you. What's this about me in my three-piece suit?
Somebody saw your profile pic, Fred, on Facebook, and they said, well, damn, that don't even look like Fred. And I said, I said the same thing. He said, is that a three-piece suit? Because, back in the 70s, people wore three-piece suits. Yeah.
No, remember I told you I was going to a Christmas party, so I wasn't wearing the tie. So, I guess I look different when I wear a suit. But here, where are you going to go? Be honest with you. We're on a tropical island. Wearing a suit's a little bit too hot to go anywhere. Mostly people wear island casual, when they go somewhere, and not really put suits on. Yeah.
Did you get married over here, Carl, or in the States?
In the States, actually.
Yeah. I guess it really don't matter. Hell, she ran off. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole nother planet now. Whole nother planet.
Yeah. Hey, stuff happens. We all been down that road. So we can identify with that. But see, what's nice about it because we can talk about it, we can laugh about it, but if it helps somebody else from not making the same mistakes we did, then we've done our job. If it helps one person,
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna have him back on here. They said he sounds like a politician. Have you ever read
James? You talking about James?
No, Carl.
Oh, Carl. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I was running for city councilman in the Bay Area years ago. So, and my degree is in that field. So
what did you teach?
Social science, psychology.
Okay.
Out of Sacramento, Elk Grove, California, and then I taught in the Bay Area at Berkeley High for a short stint. So been in teaching, but my background is in banking. I was a banker for 25 years.
Wow.
Then I got out of banking when banking hit the floor. When it got bad in 2008, I got out of it, and I was working. Yeah. I was a VP for an operations and risk management department for years, and got out of banking and got into teaching in 2008. So I've been into teaching ever since.
But to be honest, doesn't it feel good to have a trophy wife, though? Right? Even for the little time that we had, it feels good, don't it?
It does feel good. It does.
Walking around with Big Shirley, because I wouldn't hold her hand. She used to get mad at me. I didn't want to hold her hand in public.
No, you don't want to, because if she hold your hand too tight and hold on you too tight, you're gonna have a problem. And she won't let go. Big Shirley won't let go.
Yeah, Big Shirley won't let go, but it feels good to walk around with that beautiful Filipina, doesn't it, Carl?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's something that we encourage, even we all encourage, and something that we like to have. That's every man's dream. We all like to live our dreams, don't we?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. What's that?
He wore a 3-piece suit over here, Fred. Danny
It's
did.
hot, man. It's hot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Danny wore a 3-piece suit over here?
Yeah, he had one on.
Wow, man, you're a brave guy. When I got over here 2 months ago, it's a rainy season here. So I've never seen thunderstorms like this. I look out the window, there's thunderstorms, there's lightning, it all rains off and on. And even when it rains, it's still 81 degrees Fahrenheit over here,
But you told me something that makes a lot of sense, though. You only pay, what's your rent there in that building? And this guy's in a great location right across from Rizal Park. How much is your rent for that condo?
$400 a month, 20,000 pesos.
Wow. That's a great price, guys. I'm telling you now.
That's a great price here.
Especially for that area. Especially for that area.
Because I've got a friend in Cebu. He's paying $650 a month. And he doesn't have anywhere near the location or the view or everything that you got.
Yeah, I mean, because especially after they're allowing people in, more people are coming in, so the prices are going up. I had someone on my side that lived in the area and that got me that price. Now you got to understand, in these high-rise condos, you're considered middle class or even upper middle class because this condo here has a lot of security 24/7, and there's some politicians, some businessmen, some consultants, everything from congressmen and everything else that might live here. They've got 31 floors here, so they got some places next door that's a 3-bedroom condo overlooking the bay. So you've got some dignitaries here, and it should be charged more than that, but we got a good price at 20,000 pesos.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out, I was only paying $19 a night for the Airbnb I had, and I was only I was on the 19th floor, man, with just an unbelievable view
Yeah.
of Rizal Park. You close to everything. Manila
Yeah.
Bay, the Bay Walk is across the street. The
Yeah.
embassy's across the street. You
Yes.
got a nice several massage places, real massages, Fred, not
Real
the
massages,
not
right?
that other stuff. Right around the corner, you got a Starbucks just right. You can just walk there, right?
Yeah,
It's really a great location.
it
Hey,
is.
Jeff, he said, Calvin, your panels are truly common sense and relevant. Man, thank you. When you got people like OG Fred, you got people like Carl on the panel, Robert. It's a lot of years right here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of common sense on here. But yeah, Jeffrey, I hope I can meet y'all in Thailand in September. Jeffrey's got the tag hookup.
Yeah, you know Thailand. I haven't been there. I want to go to Thailand.
Yeah, he says he doesn't have any clue how safe Manila is. Manila's safe in the daytime. Now, where you live at, it's got kind of spicy at night,
Yeah.
though. It's a
Yeah.
lot of homeless people during the night, but during the day until it gets dark, hell, you got the embassy right across the street. You're in Ermita.
I'm in
Yeah.
Armida. The embassy is right across the street. I'm looking.
right
I can
across
look
the
at the embassy every night, every day. I look at the embassy. But you know what? I'm over 60 years old. I don't go out that much at night anyway. And we catch cabs everywhere we go. You know, which is getting expensive. And I'm debating whether or not should buy a car or a bike or something.
Yeah,
You know,
you're going to need that because if you continue to use those cabs and what you call it, grabs, by the end of the year, you're going to be bought a car.
Right, exactly. You know, we just went. We went to BGC, Beneficial Global City, just the other day. So you spend $6 going there and $6 going back. That's $12. So everywhere we go, we catch cabs or grabs in the area. So it adds up for every yearly expense.
I'm curious because you stay in a condo there. Is there some type of fee if you do buy a vehicle, parking or something like that you have to pay for? Because most of those condos, it's part of a association type. I guess if you owned it, but if you want to park there, some actually charge you a fee that can be pretty high.
Yeah, some of them do. This particular condo, if the space is available, it's free.
Okay.
And then they have next door a daily rate. You can pay daily, and it's a daily rate. So, but most condos will charge you $120 for parking per month.
Yeah,
and that's very high. That's very high for any area of Manila. But that seems to be the going price.
I'm not going to read this. I'll just let you read it, Fred, because it might be a woman, and I don't want to get you in trouble. He says, Fred,
I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who that is.
But he says, get a motorcycle, Carl.
Yeah, you know, the only thing about a motorcycle in the city, you've got to stay off some of these main streets because there's so much traffic out here. And people, you know how people drive in the Philippines, especially in the city, where there's no definition of you've got the lines in the lanes, but people pull over right away. Yeah. And so it'll get pretty risky, but I am considering that because you know what? Listen, I've had the nice cars in California, you know, in the States, but I never had a motorcycle, and I just want to feel the freedom of having a motorcycle. You know what I mean? I don't want to be going up 70, 80 miles an hour up and down the street, you know, but I just want to have a bike because I've never had one before. And I think it would be, you know, a good way to get around possibly until I get a car.
I want to
Okay.
thank everybody for your super chat, super stickers, thumbs up. I want to thank my powerful guests. I'm going to give all of y'all, you got 1 minute, Carl, not the politician's minute. You got 1 minute. Give us something that we can chew on for the rest of the day to send us out of here.
I would say if you're considering coming over here, come over here with an open mind to have a good time, to rejuvenate, relax, to have some peace in your life. But always keep an open mind and come over here with a humble attitude, because you're going to see some things here that you've never seen before. So come over here open-minded and a sense of being humble and humility.
Thank you. Robert, give us something, man, we can chew on for the day about your experience so far in the Philippines.
Generally, the average time I'm hearing guys are coming over is about 2 weeks. So try to make a plan, have a plan when you get here, so you won't get over here and not know which direction you're going to go in and what you're going to do when it comes to a woman, because you'll waste a lot of time, and those 2 weeks will be used up real quick.
Yeah, time goes quick over here, doesn't it?
So have a plan when you come over here.
Yeah, have a plan. That's a great point, man. Have a plan, guys. I already said, have some type of itinerary. If not, she's gonna control all your time, right? What you got for us, Fred? Send us out of here.
Well, a lot of good information was put out today. So if anything that we on the panel have said that will help anybody out there, then we've done our job. And Calvin, once again, thanks for having me on. This is my favorite day of the week is Tuesdays, when you got your panels. Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely a permanent, anytime that you're available on Tuesday, Fred. I got to have you because you got so much common sense. You got so much good information. Hell, you like a damn walking encyclopedia.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
You was around when they had them damn encyclopedias.
Right? I was. Right.
Yeah, they coming knocking on your door trying to sell you. But don't you know when
Hey, Calvin, before you go, don't put me in there with Dana now. Dana's from the Civil War. I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's disrespectful if I put you in there with you. You and Dana look like y'all could be brothers, Carl.
Oh, Dana?
Yeah, y'all look alike.
What's it? Where's Dana? Dana here?
No, he's from Texas.
Dana's from Texas. I look like Dana. I thought I only looked like I was a special one, but I guess I'm not that special.
Yeah. When Bill Gates first came out with this Microsoft, with his software, he actually went to the owner of the Encyclopedia Britannica and says, hey, with this new internet, online, which was a new word back then, you could sell a whole set of Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica for $10. He was like, are you crazy? We get $1,000 a set for this, right? Well, y'all know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
He slammed the door on Bill Gates. When's the last time you seen a set of Encyclopedia Britannica? They're done.
They're gone. They're
Bill
gone.
Gates saw the future, tried to give it to him, say, look, man, people are going to be buying stuff online. You might as well jump on early now. He gave him a chance. Now, are you crazy? Hung the phone up on Bill Gates. He said, we get $1,000 a set, young man, for these, for my encyclopedias. Well, hell, when's the last time anybody's even heard of Encyclopedia Britannica?
Right.
The younger people don't even know what it is. They don't know what a encyclopedia is.
Yeah, they call it Google now.
Right.
But that's a lot of the time. That's the information I be trying to give guys on the channel. But they like, man, I'm a player over here in America. I don't need that information. Touch and shoulders, boom, and they slam the phone in my head. Then when they get over here, they done, right, Carl?
Yeah, very true, brother.
I was
Very
like, man,
true.
come on, you can't be cheap over here. You got to spend some money over here. Don't you know who I am, Sunset Shoulders? I'm a player over here. I don't need to do all of that. Thanks. Hang the phone up on me.
That's very true, brother.
It's a whole different story, Fred. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But yeah, I want to thank y'all so much. It's always fun, man. And Thursday, I'm gonna have True back on here. The young ladies from True.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I want you guys to listen. They gave us an education the last time. Y'all wasn't listening though. All y'all was doing was looking. So try to listen this time. So, okay, everybody, take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'm going to help him find his Airbnb. He's staying on Sapaway Island. I'm going to ride over there with him so he don't get lost. Okay?
Okay, guys, nice talking to you.
Take care. Thank you, viewers, subscribers, and everybody. Take care. Hold on, y'all. I got to play my...
Oh, got to play that music. Okay.
Play the music.
I got to play the music, man. This guy, he created...
Oh, I'm going to be there in December for 1 month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't have my speaker today. Can y'all hear that?
It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the
Yeah,
ground.
buddy.
It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, this guy went into my Hall of Fame, Fred, for making that song.
I like it.
What's for lunch, Fred?
I don't know. I got to go in and see what Lynn cooked for me because it's already 2 o'clock here. So in the afternoon.
So she's still cooking lunch even though she's working.
Oh, no. Well, she comes in, she prepares it. And then, if I need to heat it up, I just stick it in the microwave and heat it up. And I go in and eat. Yeah. But I only do that on the days I'm with you. But any other time, I just have lunch with her, when I'm not on.
Big Shirley, Big Shirley don't do that. She don't play
No.
that.
I probably got to fix my lunch and hers too.
You got legs, don't you, Fred? You better cook them. I ain't your slave and all that other stuff. Don't they, Fred?
Oh, that's true.
Throw you out a bone with no meat on it.
Yeah.
Well, you say I don't live in the States and you see who I got, and you guys in the same boat I'm in. And look at me, man. I'm happy. I ain't got nothing to complain about.
Right.
Yeah, right. All right, man.
All right, you guys take care.
Have a good day, Carl.
I'm having Lynn is cooking some
looking at her
chicken
now.
curry. Chicken curry, man.
Oh man, I love curry. I was in Thailand. They got the best chicken curry, the real. I went to the Indian. Oh man, and they'll ask you. They say, "Do you want it regular, medium, or the real deal?"
Right.
Don't get the real deal.
Try the tiki. Try the Indian tiki masala.